What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. A little bit of a nature feel right there. We are out here in my local city, Wilmington, Delaware, test riding and reviewing the KBO Stealth Electric Hurricane. Man, that is a mouthful when it comes to an electric bike, but this thing lives up to it. All right, now KBO is selling this as an electric road bike. Now, I wouldn't consider this a road bike at all because most road bikes have drop bars as well as gears. There's no gears on this. This is a single speed and a straight bar. So I think the only thing road bike-esque about this would be the tires, which are 700 by 32. The weight of it is very light compared to my other electric bikes that I have. This thing weighs 36 pounds, which makes it a breeze to carry up and down stairs if you live in an apartment complex or you just need to get to class and your class is up the top of the steps. So one thing you'll notice is there is no battery pack on the exterior of this frame. The battery pack is actually on the inside tube right here. A 345 watt hour pack is inside there, which powers a 350 watt motor in the rear that is also powered by a belt-driven system, which we'll talk about in a moment. But what I want to talk about is the charging. So the stealthy feature you see here is the battery pack is in the inside, like I said. So you pop open this little tab, you can plug in the charger and charge it on the go anywhere you want. It charges in about 3 to 4 hours, which isn't too bad, but comparable to my other bikes, this is definitely a breeze when it comes to the charging because I don't need to take the pack off. I can just basically plug my bike in anywhere I go. So since we're talking about the battery, we're going to talk about the range. 18 to 53 miles of range, depending on what setting you're on. Whether you're on setting 1 or 3, I've been running on number 3 the entire day, running, between 15 and 19 miles per hour on average, no issues, and I'm about halfway through the battery. So I've also traveled about 20 miles so far on this bike since I've had it. Haven't charged it except for the first time when it came out of the box. So this bike does come with a flat handlebar with a nice textured grip. One of the coolest features I think about this bike is the fact that the grip carries on into the lever. So you have the same type of gripping system for your finger on the lever, and it's a very nice feel for sure. Now, like I was saying earlier, the stealth design of this definitely tucks away the battery pack, very sleek to where not the average person would even know that this is an electric bike. And the fact that the cables are run inside of the frame definitely hides it very, very well. Now, I'm not saying a battery pack on the exterior of the frame is absolutely atrocious, but I'm saying a very stealthy look like that where you have the batteries tucked inside the frame is definitely a really cool look, and I think a lot of other companies should probably take notes when it comes to that because you kind of want to be under the radar when it comes to having an electric bike, because I feel like a lot of parks kind of say no electric bikes, can't have them, and one of the dead giveaways is just a big old battery pack sitting on that frame. Now, like I was saying earlier, the only road bike-esque type of feel on this bike would be the tires and the rims. The rims have like a very nice aero style feel to them, but there is a very big rotor up front and the back, which we're going to talk more about the braking system a little bit later in the video. But one of my favorite features, obviously, is the quick release. A quick release setup like this makes it very, very easy to kind of store this bike away in the wintertime or take this bike with you on different trips in people's vehicles. And as you see here, there is a belt drive system, but what you don't see are gears. Now, there are companies out there that make hubs that have gear systems built into the interior of the hub, but you would have the belt drive system and the motor on the exterior around the bottom bracket of the frame. So this is definitely more forward thinking of KBO, more of a stealthy type of look, not having any bulky motors on the underside of the frame. Definitely a very good look. One of my favorite features about it though is the fact that there is next to no maintenance, no oil, none of that. Very stealth, very nice, very smooth, and very quiet. But being very stealthily and smooth and maintenance free, such as a belt driven system like this, you lose the gear system that I was talking about. Unless you do this gear system that a couple of companies I've seen do in the past, where they do a gearing in the interior of the hub and they have a motor that protrudes, basically hangs from the bottom bracket of the frame. You could still use that belt driven system. But I think the belt driven system is very forward thinking, and a lot more companies should look into doing that in the near future. All right, now this motor is a 350 watt brushless motor, pedal assist only, so there's no throttle on this bike. You pedal about 1/4 of a pedal and it will initiate the motor to kind of get you going. Now, you can just continuously pedal without actually putting any pressure on to be able to get this motor to keep you going at a nice steady rate of speed. I was actually traveling between 15 and 19 miles per hour, just moving my legs, as you see here on the footage. So the seat on this bike is very comfortable. It's a very soft gel seat, and the quick release feature is a very nice touch. Not a lot of bike companies are doing, which I'm really happy that this bike does, because it allows, myself or anybody else that I know to be able to just jump on this bike and ride, because it'll fit a lot of different body styles. All right, so now that we've talked about the bike and everything it has to offer, we're gonna talk about my gripes, my problems with this bike, the things that I would change on this bike immediately, okay? Not just for myself, but anybody else that wants to ride this bike for their safety and their comfort. Now, KBO, I do recommend that you guys try to fix the issue with the brakes. Now, I've messed with the brakes a little bit to try to get them to work a little bit better, but there has been many times where I've just squeezed both brakes and they don't lock up. They just kind of come to a slow, steady stop. And if there's anything that pops in your way when you're traveling between 15 and 20 miles per hour, you want to be able to stop on a dime. That's for sure. So I think one of the features that they should, change out in the near future, or just kind of help other people to be able to understand how to fix this, would be to add some type of mineral oil braking system. Something more along the lines where you can bleed it and make it more of a road bike-esque type of a bike, since they're kind of selling to that market. Now, it's going to sound really dumb, but that and one other feature are the only things that I don't like about this bike, all right? The fact that there's a flat bar. So the flat bar, I think, in my opinion, is a very uncomfortable bar when it comes to doing long rides. You want something that has a higher feel and maybe sweep. Maybe if you guys want to swap out this stem and put on an adjustable stem to be able to kind of tuck it back a little bit so you have more of an upright feel when you're riding your bike. All right, so not everybody's going to have the problem I have with the handlebar rise or the sweep back, but some people might have the problem with the width. So you always want to set handlebars that are as wide as your shoulders, because being hunched over like that and having a more of a narrow feel puts a lot of stress and tension on the center part of your back. So you want to be able to widen that stance up as wide as you possibly can and have the handlebars as wide as your shoulders span. All right, that is the KBO Stealth Electric Hurricane Pedal Assist bike. Man, that is a mouthful, guys. But I'm on their website right now, and not only is the bike only $1,100, but they're giving away $148 worth of free stuff, such as kickstands, water bottle holders, fenders, which I don't have on here, but I have them at home. I'll put a photo here on the screen right now for you guys to check out. Definitely gives the bike another look, I guess you would say. Definitely not my style, but I could see the potential with it for sure. A lot of really cool things that they give with the bike. One of the cool things I see here on the website is they are saying buy any 2 bikes, save $150. That is a pretty good deal, since they also offer other bikes on their website. So feel free to check them out in the link in the description below. All right, so before I go, I want to tell you guys that I have a ton of other electric bikes I need to do videos on, but I got one particular bike that arrived to my house that they actually just came out with not that long ago, but they've already revamped it, and I have the only one that's out. The only one until July or August or something like that. Nobody else is going to get it. If you guys know what it is, comment below. Be on the lookout for that video, as well as other BMX videos. I have a bunch of other BMX videos coming up this week. So with that being said, if you guys have any other suggestions, put them in the comments below. If you guys like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button. I'll catch you in the next one.